Hey y'all, Mike with Cardboard Kingdom. Welcome back to another Disney Lorcana video. We've got a quick one today. I want to talk about, I want to show some really cool pulls. I want to talk about a card that is going absolutely insane since we talked about it Monday. I think it's like quintupled in price. And it was a good reminder to me, and I want to make sure that we're all taking advantage of the moment in time that we have right now in terms of card prices, playability, etc. So with that being said, I really want to keep this one a little bit shorter. I ranted forever yesterday, so you know how that goes if you've been around. But we're gonna give it a shot. Maybe a 10 minute banger here. Let's be done by 3:28 my time. Okay, so this person real quick. They opened two booster boxes. Luckiest they've ever been. They said they pulled two Enchanted. It means no worries. They pulled two Bogos, two Goofies, a Tinkerbell, a Lilo, and then 8 other legendaries. On top of that, I think for a total of 14 legendaries and 2 Enchanteds. Not bad. A legendary or seven legendaries and enchanted per box. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up in particular is it's just extraordinary. That enchanted is art personified. An amazing piece of little cardboard there. With that being said, though, my friend that I was opening, I told the story if you guys were around. One of my friends that I was opening Rain of Jafar with, they pulled the It Means No Worries, and that box also had 7 legendaries. And so I am very curious if there's some sort of batching issues going on with these It Means No Worries, where these are kind of like little God boxes in a sense, where you're getting the Enchanted and all of these legendaries. So if you have pulled one, please let us know in the comments what else you got with that box. Was it as juiced as these? And if so, do you happen to have a box number so we could go track some of these down? I know my buddy certainly does not anymore, but just an interesting, that's like three boxes that I've seen that have all been incredibly juiced. For example, one of my Range of Far boxes had no legendary or no enchanted and only 3 legendaries. So just to give you an idea of what's out there. All right, for the quick topic today, Rhino Power Hamster is he's rolling his ball up a mountain of money. This guy, and I will say, as I refreshed, 2 more listings loaded, but I promise you, as of like 5 minutes ago, 1460 was the lowest on the market. A couple people have undercut it, but there's been a massive buyout. The entire sales list is made up of just today. If you extrapolate it, then it gets down to yesterday. Cold foils going for 13, 16. Obviously, the regular version of this card, just the traditional super rare near mint, around $5, and then it started hitting $15, same as like the cold foil. Why did this person buy 3 at 15 when they could have got some cold foils for that much? Whatever, I digress. But it's kind of been bobbing and weaving back down. It seems like people will low this at 5, it'll just get sold up to 15, and then kind of keep going through that process. You can see the cold foil run here as of late. Right now, the cold foils, there is a total of 4 listings on the market. Looks like about $18 after shipping is the lowest. And then you get in kind of a $20 range, and you got SYGO down here trying to scoop up a little 200 piece, 2 Benjamins for a play set of cold foil Rhino Power Hamsters. And so the purpose of this video is we looked at this card on Monday and it was like $4, and I was like, this has like a really good chance to run, amazing card, whatever. There goes one of the listings. Did I think it was going to go to 15 in 3 days? No, I didn't think it was going to triple in price. This little K-shaped recovery here is hilarious. We are going to the moon. It's not really a K-shape, but if there was, another version of this card that was going down, we'd call it K-shape. But nevertheless, very, very good, right? And it's most certainly going to be above $10. And it really, really had me thinking. When you look at the entire catalog of singles for Disney Lorcana, let's filter to cards, and let's look at our super rares, for example. Right now, you have we'll say Rhino's at the $13 or $14 apart from the one listing that he currently has. So he's like a $10+ super rare. Apart from that, there are no other super rares that are that expensive. Even our Palace Heist, which I would consider Lee's more collector pieces, are only at $7.43 for the Bolt, $8.53 for the Elsa, and then our other we'll say second best super rare would be the Daisy Duck Donald's Date. Now, rotations are coming, right? So a lot of set 1 through 4 super rares that were very meta relevant have been shaken out at this point. But I want to just, for anyone who's new or maybe for anyone who's forgotten, the super rares for the first chapter, Rise of the Floodborn, Inklings, and Ursa's Return, when they were relevant in the meta, were easily $10 plus cards. So something like A Whole New World had a kind of a $10 floor forever. Tinkerbell, $10 floor forever. Tamatoa, $10 floor forever. When these cards are in the meta, they had a kind of a $10 was like their baseline. Now, obviously, give or take, and some were better than others, but that was kind of like a decent range. Ariel was always like a $5 to $10 card, and so these cards obviously have came down due to the fact that they're going to be rotated out whenever Fabled comes, right? So we know that. But we need to remember that super rares did have kind of that $10 floor and higher for the cards that were very heavily reliant within the meta. When we look at our legendary pool, right now, apart from Maui, he's like the only, Maui and Tamatoa, only 2 legendaries above 30 that are going to be in rotation. Namari at $20. Goofy at $11, Clarabelle at $11. Clarabelle is a perfect example. She's in Shimmering Sky. She's going to be around for another 15 months. When you look at her chart, this sums up my point completely. She had a $20 floor, $18.44. Let's zoom in so you guys can see it. Might have zoomed too much, but hopefully that still comes through there. That's a good range. Okay. $27 to $62 for a regular version of this card. 281 sold at that price point. We look here, $18 to $47, 318 of them sold at that price point. Right now, this card that is still in rotation, that is still very good, that simply fell out of favor because people got bored of the competitive side of Lorcana due to the fact that there's been no DLC events, you're just kind of playing in set champs, there's just not a lot going on. This card fell out of favor and it's down to $11.50. Is there a world over the next 15 months that we could see this card come back into circulation and be very, very relevant in the meta? Absolutely. Emerald is going to need more draw power once Diablo is gone. Diablo is most likely getting rotated out. Something like Clarabelle could easily be a fit. You need to be taking advantage of times right now where these cards are incredibly cheap. Because I will remind you, if you were not here, a year ago or 15 months ago, these decks that were heavily meta defining were like Bucky. When Bucky was a thing, it was an $800 deck. Okay? You had to have Robin Hoods, you had to have Diablos, you had to have Buckies, you had to have Prince Johns, you had to have a Beast, you had to have all these cards. It was an $850 deck at its peak. Okay? Right now, the majority of the meta decks are somewhere in like the 100 to like 300 price range. There is a world that as we get into Worlds, we then get the PPG event, which is a massive event in Dallas the week after Worlds on July 4th. We get that. We're then hypothetically going to roll into Jafar set champs. And then from there, we're going to get rotations and roll into the second season of the DLCs. They said that we know that the DLC season is starting in 2025, and we know that we're going to find out more during Worlds, or at least that's what we've been told. You never know with Ravensburger, but fingers crossed, that's what we've been told. But I just, like, right now, these cards are very, very affordable and people don't want them. But as this powder keg of competitive starts to go again, these decks are going to get wildly expensive. These cards are going to get wildly expensive. So do I know that Clarabelle is going back to a $60 legendary? I absolutely do not. Do I know that if I needed them right now, if I would go and get it? Absolutely. And I did so. I had 3 Clarabelles in my playset binder. Right now I'm playing a deck that needs them. I needed one. I went and got it. Paid $11 for it. Shipped to my door. I will say the Enchanted version is only like 90. Probably not a bad buy. Nevertheless, I got the regular version, got it to my door. Could this card become a $20 card, $30 card? Once it, rotation happens and this is a card that provides amazing draw power. Yeah, I think that this card could be a very, very valuable card again. So I went and got it. And this could go for any legendary. The new Stitch, a card that I think has a decent future in terms of could it find its way into decks. It's currently a $5 card. There's legendaries out there that are $1, $2, right? So right now people don't want those cards because the competitive scene has not picked back up yet. But that time is coming. So don't sit here while the cards are cheap and not buy them. And then when 6 months from now when things are hot and you want to play it and then you're mad because the price is quadruple what it was when I made this video. And if you're going to do that, then at least don't complain in my comments, because my comments were riddled a year ago with Lorcana's going to die, you can't afford the decks, this is, they got rid of Pixelborn, I can't even afford the cards, never playing the game again, it's going to die, every deck you got to spend $500 to be good, like, that was rampant, like, that was what was going to kill Lorcana at that time, right? And, the Doomers they'll change their, the reason as to why, as much as they need to. But I just, don't sit on the sidelines right now. And look, I know a lot of you that watch my channel are collectors. This message will not apply to you, right? This is very much for my people who are going to want to play in set champs, who are looking forward to the second DLC season, who are looking forward to playing competitively, going to PPG, you name it, whatever, Gen Con, side events, right? There's going to be all sorts of stuff coming up. We're really about to hit a major ramp up period in competitive play. The cards are as cheap as they're ever going to be. So don't, and that's not to say every card's going to go to the moon. Don't just go and get every card because you want every card. Be strategic about what colors you're going to play, or maybe what card. Take a couple guesses and bets on what you think is going to be good. But nevertheless, now is your time. Don't wait until the cards go to the moon. I said I was going to be done at 3:28 my time. I'm doing that. Thank you very much for watching. I love you all. I'll be back with another video soon. Goodbye.